Hi there, Jessica here. So, my experience when I was younger with literacy, reading, writing was not very pleasant. Um, when I was a kid, I had a lot of trouble focusing, and it wasn't until I was an adult that I found out that I had ADD. I don't take medicine for it because I must have figured it out at some point how to focus. Um, so yeah, I wasn't interested in reading or writing. My mom did read to me every night when I was a kid, so I did enjoy listening to the stories, but I didn't enjoy reading them myself. I am very happy that she read to me when I was a kid because I think it played an important part of my childhood. So when I was in school, I was taught something called whole language. I think that's what it was called. So pretty much it seems that every word I learned was treated as a sight word. So when I would read stories, I would just see the sight word, but I wouldn't be able to decode new words. I wasn't able to focus on the text. And also, that had to do with my attention span. So I really did not like reading. It wasn't until I was in second grade I was really struggling. My teacher, she suggested Hooked on Phonics to my mom, and that was a program that my mother purchased and immediately put me on. It worked really well. I hated it. I hated that I had to come in early from playing outside to go over my letter sounds and my vowel and consonant blends, but I had to do it. She made me do it, and it paid off. I did eventually learn how to read, but I think because of that experience with having difficulty when I was a kid, that kept going on as I was older. I didn't enjoy sitting down. I wasn't able to stay focused. That was a big problem. I wasn't able to stay focused when I was reading, and because of that, comprehension was a little difficult. But then I would just get into the habit of rereading things, and eventually I adjusted. And I still think that affects me as an adult because I don't read books unless I have to for school. I enjoy reading informational text. Like I like reading science articles in National Geographic, short stories. Yeah, I like sticking to short things. I don't read novels because I just can't sit still and do it. So I stick to informational texts, like just reading random things, random facts. I love that. Yeah, so I think that experience has shaped who I am as a teacher because even when I was teaching in preschool, the main focus was to just get the kids interested in reading, find something that they want to read, and I would have a rule that I would never take a book away from a kid. So if a kid was took a book from the library and read it in the block center, I didn't take it away from them. That's actually something I had to adjust to working in a first grade in the DOE because you couldn't do that. So I had this one student that he wasn't interested in any of the books from our library, so I knew he had a book in his school bag that he was interested in, so I let him read it. So the assistant principal walks in and is wondering what I'm doing, and I'm like, this I couldn't get this kid to read. But you're not supposed to do that because he's not showing growth. He's reading a book that's not appropriate for his age level. But I was just in the mindset of like, this kid is reading and he's enjoying what he's reading. I don't want to mess with that, but the rules are different. So yeah, you just want them to love reading. You want to find things that interest them. Like I think if I was introduced to comic books and more informational text when I was younger, I think I would have enjoyed reading more. Just because of like the content that's in comic books, not just about superheroes. There's a lot of cool things you can learn about society and science and all that stuff. So I think we should bring that to students who might not like reading as much. And I think more informational text. Kids love reading about animals and space. They love seeing live pictures. So yeah. And also, I don't like fairy tales that much, so I enjoy reading nonfiction text to my students more because I like enjoying their questions. But yeah, long story short, I didn't enjoy reading when I was a kid. It still affects me now, but because of that, I make sure that my students enjoy reading. And whenever one of them gets excited to read something, I'm like, okay, good. Whew. You're not going to dislike reading like how I did when I was a kid. Yeah, I think that's it.